I've done a couple of vlogs about can you be carnivore on a cruise ship. In addition to being carnivore or a bit of ketovore is also the intermittent fasting. When I was on the 3-day cruises out of Brisbane on P&O Pacific Encounter, because it was only 3 days, I really didn't fuss about the intermittent fasting. But this is a 10-day cruise and I had 2 sea days, 4 port days and 3 sea days. So on my sea days, I didn't find a challenge at all with the intermittent fasting because I just didn't go to the buffet or to the breakfast until a bit later in the day, 10:30, 11 o'clock. But on the 4 days where it was a port day and I had excursions each day, I did actually break my fast at about 8 o'clock because most of the excursions started about 9. So that when I was on the excursion, I knew there wasn't going to be any food, so I wouldn't be getting any food until about 12:30, 1 o'clock anyway, by the time that I finished the excursion and got back onto the boat. And I didn't want to have a hangry event, and just out of fear and concern really, it was the only reason that I had a breakfast early. I haven't had a breakfast that early in the 148, 150 days that I have been doing the intermittent fasting. So can you do intermittent fasting on a cruise ship? Yes, you can, but the temptation is just too great. And I tried to be as low carb as possible, but by the end of the exposure of the 10 days, you were ending up having a piece of cake here and there, or an ice cream, or when they have Grand Marnier souffle, which is your favourite dessert, and you haven't had it for such a long time. I did succumb to temptation. I am only human. One of the comments that I made when I was doing the carnivore one was I am actually getting the craving to get home. I'm really looking forward to going home and actually eating what I want to eat instead of eating what is available to me, because yes, the choices are many and varied here on the cruise ship, but they're not what my body really genuinely wants. If there was the fish, sometimes the fish is like broiled or it might have a breaded coating. It's not going to suit me. The cuts of meat aren't the cuts of meat that I particularly like, and I know I'm supposed to have a fairly high fat component to the meat, but fatty and yes, you can be carnivore, but you've got all the jus, the rubs and that type of flavour on most of the meat. Yeah, I am really looking forward to my own cooking, which is a very sad thing because I used to absolutely love cruising and couldn't wait to meet the executive chef and have really deep and meaningful conversations about things like the chef's table. My palate has changed. Can you intermittent fast on a cruise ship? You can do almost anything on a cruise ship. It's just a little bit more difficult and you have to be a little more disciplined. I'm not looking forward to seeing what my weight is going to be when I do get home. But whatever it is, I'm just going to have to double down and get back on track. And you fall off the wagon, what you do, you get back on the wagon. This is a journey. This is part of a lifestyle change. Don't beat myself up. I've enjoyed the experience of coming back onto a cruise ship. Can you intermittent fast on a cruise? Yes, you can. It's a bit tricky, but give it a try. This is Julie Jules, Cruise Companion saying, stay safe everybody, and happy travels.